okay, so say a claim, C-L-I, and a complaint. Good. Complaint. Uh-oh. Oh, no. No. Because you received something. So what you said, let's put that into text so you can see what it is. And I like to use the black text. There we go. Okay, so you said you were saying I received, I might be spelling that wrong. Received, or no, you said I got is the word used. I got a claim and a complaint. Okay, so let's look at this. I'll show you the grammar for this. All right. So, and everything is I got, he got me. Yes. So your grammar was fine. It was as soon as my pen started. There we go. Maybe this will work. Thank you. All finished. Thank you. This will work. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is what you said. Verbatim. Verbatim means word for word. Verbatim. So a little unclear with the pronunciation, but I corrected you there as well. So what we've got in terms of your sentence structure. So, all right, you have here, let me get now I got to switch to the red pen, the teacher's pen. So, all right, so you've got your subject here. We use S for subject. You are the subject of the sentence. Okay? All right, so then you've got your verb, which is the past tense, right? Get is the present tense, but you did use the correct verbiage. You said I got, as in the past. I got a claim. All right. So now this is. I'm thinking. I'm trying to make sure my terms are correct here. So you got to recall all the grammar here. But all right, subject verb. So you. I don't know exactly. This is everything in the grammar here. The structure is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this. I got a claim. So I think, yeah, you can label it the whole phrase here. Claim and complaint. This is the object, right? That's what you got. All right. So, and if you want to break it down another way, so this is a personal pronoun here, all right? I, but we'll just use N for noun here. And claim and complaint are also nouns. And you asked, your question was, we don't add ed. No. Okay. And the reason why is because if you want it to be complained, sorry, pardon my bad writing. All right, if you wanted to use complained like this, then it would become a verb. Okay. So you cannot have a verb at the end of the sentence in English. Now, if you wanted to, though, I can show you how. Okay. So you could say alternatively, and so you could say I got a claim and the customer complained to me, right? Or complained about the service, right? That way you're using complained as a verb instead. yeah, if your boss is like, hey, what happened? Yeah, if your boss is saying, hey, our customer is yelling at me, or my customer is complaining at me, and you can say, hey, I've already complained to our supplier. Okay, that's in the past tense, right? Right. So the tricky thing with English, though, is that you can switch verbs around, and they can have a different meaning, right? So and not a different. It can have the same meaning, but you've used different verbs to describe the actions that you took. Right? You could say, I complained to the. So then what we were just talking about here, right? In that example, you could have said, I complained to the supplier already. Okay? All right? All right, so that's one way you could say that. And you see there's the verb right there. The subject is you or I, and the verb is complained. But another, right? But then you could also say it again in I. Now this is I filed, or I submitted, right? I filed, or there's lots of different verbs you could use in this instance. I filed a complaint with the supplier, right? So, and the structure of this sentence is actually a little bit different here, and I'll show you in the simplest terms. I'm not going to dive too deep into all the grammar that's here, right? But here you've got, again, subject is I, verb is filed, your object is now a complaint, right? Right? Yes. Yes. Exactly. So you just be aware of that when you're listening to people. You might hear you might hear verb usage that maybe you haven't heard the verb before, but you can pick up, complaint and I, complaint, supplier. You pick up those keywords, and these are all what we call context clues, words that you're already familiar with their meaning or their context. Then you can kind of figure out what filed or filed a complaint means, right? Yes. It is something we normally use it. We normally use it when this. It's not wrong. I'm just using it as an example here, but we do use it typically with government agencies like the police or the courts right, or something like that, because there's going to be some kind of, they keep records. They keep, right? Mm-hmm. And so we use that word file because somewhere in our imagination, we know that there's going to be a clerk or a staff member that's going to have to take a physical piece of paper, put it in the file, and put it in there. So, right. So we just use it like that. So I filed a complaint. Okay. So tell me about this complaint. And or the claim and the complaint, rather. Yes. Oh no. Was this from China? Okay. So well, let me. Pardon me. Same size. Same. Uh, when do we say that? Or we would use. I don't think we really have a way to say that other than like it came with two handed or two left-handed gloves or two right-handed gloves, instead of opposite hands. So. Okay, so actually, I have a question. Maybe you know the answer or you don't know, but how far down the supply chain did the gloves go before your customer found out about it? Did it get to one of their customers? Like somebody bought the gloves and like, hey, there's two lefts in here. Like a person like me on the street. Oh, I need some new safety gloves for work. I buy them and go, oh, there's two lefts. Or did they find out how did your customer find out there was two left hands? Okay. All right. Because that touches upon another thing I wanted to get to, because it's interesting. We were talking about your work. So, all right. So now that might be what we call QA or QC. Now, this is not something that I read earlier or studied up on. That's just something I've heard just in job searches. So QA is quality assurance. QC is quality control. So, was the complaint then? Let me guess. I'm gonna guess that the complaint was about your company not having good QC. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Mm-hmm. 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 Huh. Interesting. That seems like a lot of people to manage a complaint. Like, so that's I understand how it works, right? There's a progression, right? So it makes sense to me that the customer would complain to the sales representative, and everybody in that chain of administration, it sounds like they've got a good reason to know about the complaint, but it seems like it would be easier now to use technology like an email form, that maybe the customer complains to the sales representative, and then the sales representative fills out the form, presses send, like an email form or a Google form, and then it goes to everybody that it needs to. Everybody can read it. but the people that can take care of it would be the last people on the other side, and then they can just do it quickly instead of waiting for the waiting for it to go from this person to the next person and the next person. Mm. I still think that is very inefficient. He sounds lazy to me. But yeah, I think that is a cultural difference, though, because I'm from America, as you know, and you've met many Americans in your business, so we have a different idea about sales, like, and we get like, for example, many American sales representatives, if they get a base salary, is very, very, very small, very small, not enough money to live off of. But they get very high commissions on their sales. So, if I was a salesman in America, my idea would be that this is my customer. I have to take care of him. I have to go talk to him. I have to help him so that he stays my customer, right? Because if I don't take care of him, he might complain more, and maybe if I and maybe even another sales representative in our company might take him away from me, and I'll lose my commission. So we right. It could be my best. It could be my best friend at work, and he takes my sales commission from me. That's how it is in America. So we try to go give big service like that. But anyway, just a cultural difference, I suppose. Okay, so they complained, and so how big was this claim that they made, money wise, or were these two separate instances? Mm-hmm. 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 Only two pairs. Okay. Wow. I thought this was huge, like a whole container. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh man. Yeah, well, I'm sure it's bound to happen, but I had it in my mind. I imagined they opened up, maybe there's like a big box, like, or several boxes of nothing but left hands. So, yeah. Okay. Yes, probably has something to do with the worker. And yeah. Yeah. Probably. Probably. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the adverb version of probable. Yeah. So you could say it's most probable a worker error. Right? I'll give you that one too. Probable and probably. Right? Yeah. So okay, there we go. Okay, well that is interesting. So you had a claim, a complaint. Is that routine or okay? But it sounds like the resolution was. It sounds like the resolution was pretty routine, though. Oh, I love you. I love you. A student that asks questions. Okay, so let's look at that word. I'll put it out here for you. Why not? Okay, here we go. RESOLU. All right, okay. So you got there. Now take a look here. So this is a word that's actually got a prefix on it. All right. There's certainly one word in here. If you chop up the letters, do you see what word do you see that you are familiar with? Okay, so look at what I just typed out there. RESO. Uh-huh. All right, so you don't know that word, or so you say. Okay, but I dare you to take a look at it again. Oh, it's not going to go on top? Well, anyway, I was hoping we could. Let me just copy this real quick. There we go. We'll do it again up here. All right, so you say you don't know this word, but I think you do, or I think you can figure it out. So let's see if you come on. Let's see if you can figure it out. Now you say you don't know it, but I think you do. All right. Now if you separate some of these words, do you see a word? Huh? Exactly, solution, okay? So what you've got here, it's just what we've done to make this word is we have added the prefix to it. A prefix comes before a word, and it changes the meaning. You see this all over the English language. We call them you'll see it even in your terms. It's a bit of a grammar thing. This is what we call them, prefix. So to re, it is re, or in this case it's pronounced re. So it means to do again, right? Re means again, or again. Re, right? Resolution. So if you know what these prefixes mean, or what their meanings generally are, you can get a really good idea about what the meaning of the new word is. So here you got re, in other words, it means again, right? And you already know what solution means, right? So a resolution is to solve again, right? When there's a conflict or a problem, we come to a resolution, another solution. Again, another, right? Right? To find a solution again. typically this might be something that comes up. You might hear in the human resources department, right? Or if you're, this is like if there's a conflict between two employees or an employee and their supervisor or manager, the human resources, they want to have a resolution to the problem, right? So like maybe the employee complains that his manager never lets him have the days off that he wants to go see his family or visit their child's school play or something like that, and they have a fight and they get into a conflict. Then human resources might step in and find a resolution for them, right? Try to solve the conflict. Okay, and of course, with your supplier, you needed to find a resolution to the left hands. Okay, that's pretty neat. So everything's been pretty routine otherwise, but we found some resolutions to our problems. What about, I'm curious, did you talk to any of your co-workers or your boss about our classes together and some of the terms we went over? Like amortization? Well, we might have to look into that. Not really, but in another way. Did you look up the Thai definition of it? Or the Thai translation? Yeah, so something got a little bit lost in the translation, right? So it's like lowering your startup cost, if that makes sense. Have you heard that term before? Not okay. So amortization is like a way to lower the beginning costs, or not. From what I understand, and I could be wrong. Let's do a quick look here. I got it all over the place here. Okay, so all right. Let's say, for example, you're the distributor, but you find somebody. You find all right, so let's say, for example, 7-Eleven comes to your company, all right, and they want to start selling, I don't know, cups. What are these cups called? They want to start selling these cups at every 7-Eleven all across Thailand, right? All right, so your cups. All right, so you're they want you to be the distribution because you have the capabilities to sell their cups. So they need, I don't know, 1 billion cups. Okay, all right, and so, right, but they need. So you need to purchase the cups. They will and distribute them to the 7-Eleven, right? They will. All right. So here, let's see. It is. I'm not even sure how it would deal with the money. So here's the manufacturer in China, for example. Here, what's the name of your company? Tex. Microtex. All right, here's Microtex. Okay, so here's manufacturer in China. Okay, and then we'll say here is, all right, and then here is the distribution chain, right? We'll call that the 7-Elevens or Family Mart or whatever, right? So they want to start supplying this, but they got to give it to their franchises. Their franchises need to pay them, and so all these people, this is where they've got to get their money, right? So they tell you, listen, there's a high demand. We've got a distribution chain network all over Thailand. We need these cups now. So you go to your manufacturer in China and says, okay, we need them now. They say, okay, well, it's going to cost you 100 billion baht for all the cups you need. All right. Now your boss says, we don't have 100 billion baht. Okay. So that's when you would try to lower the cost through amortization. Right. So you say, listen, all right, tell them, okay, we'll pay you 25 billion for the, to the manufacturer or the supplier, right? Yeah. You say, listen, you show, and this is where it gets a little complicated, but you would just show them and tell them the numbers. Say, we've got the distribution chain, we've got the distribution network. They've got this great order. It's good for you. It's good for me. Let's do business and use amortization because we don't have the capital. We don't have 100 billion baht to give you. We can give you 25 billion baht now, okay? And then in 3 months, we can give you 25 billion again, and then again, and then on the last one, we will give you the final payment. So that's, yes, right? And they might come back. They might not like that. They might say, okay, well, we'll give you the amortization. However, you need to give us, on top of that, you need to give us, 10%, right? Plus 10% on your end of thing, right? So then maybe the final payment is 25 million plus 10% of the principal. Yes, absolutely. Right? It's like it's like a good faith. It's like when you get a home loan, but this is business to business instead, or internet. That's up to how you negotiate. You negotiate it, right? Like you can say, look, I guarantee you can negotiate this amortization in a lot of ways, right? You can say, listen, you give me this price, I promise I will only buy from you for, there's lots of different ways you can set up the deal, but that's up to the negotiation. They may say, listen, well, we'll give you, you want amortization, all right? Well, then you have to give us, pay us the 25 billion. We'll send you 25% of the cups, right? And then you have to pay us the 25, then 25 bill, however it works out. You pay the next payment, right? Maybe they say, okay, we're not going to send you more until we get, until we see that you need more cups. I don't think they would do that. But there's lots of different ways. There's lots of different ways people set that up, right? Because you could say, He might say, okay, I'll send you all the cups. I want 20, I'll give you payments of 25 billion baht plus 10% of the principal on the final payment. And they might also say, all right, and I want to guarantee that that once this contract is complete, then I'm first in line for the next contract for cups, right? In other words, you don't go to another supplier. So there's lots of, it's up to the negotiations and things like that. So it's not depreciating the assets of the company, how much your company, it's depreciating the initial cost of a product, right? So it's depreciating the initial cost, right? And it's useful for like the situation that I was just describing with you. Like maybe your company just doesn't have enough liquidity or liquid assets to where they can make a deal like that. So it allows you to, if you were to use amortization, it allows you to make bigger deals. And I think so too. But you might have better luck if you negotiate favorable terms with a small manufacturer. They might be more. If you're dealing with the big manufacturers, they don't care. They're like, I can, right? Yeah. But if you're dealing with a small person that's coming up, they're hungry. They're hungry for business. That's what. So they. Yeah. I don't know. You would know better than me because you have experience. Well, sure. I mean, think about this, all right? A little bit off topic here, okay? But do you know that the Thai government bought a submarine from China? Submarine. A submarine is a warship that goes under the water. Lualam. I don't know how to say it. No, yeah, I'm speaking Thai there for. All right, so maybe I'll just draw a quick picture. Maybe that'll work easier. Okay, so a submarine is, all right, so imagine you're on the ocean. Okay, and then the submarine, maybe it looks kind of like this. Not really. The submarine. Is that? Oh, and it's also got. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. It is a submarine. That's what we call it, a submarine. Okay, so did you know that Thailand the government bought a sub. Okay, it's a big controversy. It's a big controversy time. Okay, so they bought it from China, but I'm pretty sure the government didn't just give them all the money at once. They used amortization, right? They said, okay, we're going to buy the submarine from you, China. Okay, we want it. We need it. We've got 50 million Thai people paying taxes. Don't worry. right? Because they're using tax dollars for it, right? So anyway, so I think that's how they bought the submarine, is they used amortization. Look, we'll give you a payment. We'll give you a payment. We'll give you a payment. And China, and just like any government knows, they're going to collect taxes from the people, so they'll be able to pay it off, right? And they negotiate the terms for it. Like, maybe they negotiate just money for it, or probably in this case China probably negotiated so that they have a guaranteed contract on the new trains, right? Or something like that, or other infrastructure projects. They say, okay, we'll sell you the submarine, but you have to give us more business in the future with building trains or something like that, or letting us build ports in Thailand, or managing ports and things like that. So there's lots of different ways that governments like that, and they negotiate and use amortization, and it can be done business to business. It's a little more difficult, but if you had time, you might be able to find a smaller company that it would work out for you. I'm sorry, say that last part one more time. If there's want to buy. Okay, so that is a word we call it reciprocal, or reciprocate. That can work. I think trade in and trade out. Yeah, I think that works. I think that would be a good term to use. I don't know if that is a specific term for yours, right? Or you could also say, we want a mutually beneficial, right? So if something is mutually beneficial, both parties are getting something out of it, right? Right. So for mutually. That's, maybe you've heard mutual fund, right? So a mutual fund, it benefits the people that put the funds together, and then the people that buy the funds, if it's managed correctly, right? So the risk is spread out, but it's between parties, but it's also it benefits more people. But that's why mutual funds have low returns. But anyway, but if it's mutually beneficial, right? So let's say, I've got a cow farm, but everybody, and I can sell milk to all of my neighbors, right? Right? But no one around us has a chicken farm, right? And so nobody has chicken or eggs. But you have a chicken farm, and you can sell chicken and eggs to your friends, all right? So we say, okay, I'll tell you what, let's raise the prices, all right? I'll raise the price on my milk for my customers, and you raise the price of eggs for your customers, okay? That way, I'll have enough money, extra profit, to buy your eggs, and then I can sell to my customers, and then likewise, you'll have enough money to buy milk from me to sell to your customers, and I won't sell. And then that's when you start talking about sales territories. Like, okay, so here's Thailand, right? You say, okay, here's the line. This is my territory. I won't sell milk over there, and you don't sell eggs over here, right? It's mutually beneficial. So Yeah. Or reciprocal. We make trade agreements. These are good. Right? Yeah. Or trade in and trade out, like you said. Okay. I think, I don't know. Let me take a look real quick. So, trade in, trade out. I don't want to give you the wrong information. So, and that's a new term for me. Okay, so what we've got here, goods given in whole or usually part payment of a purchase. We use our old car. Business. So here it says a couple of different definitions. As a noun, it's like trading in, like your old car, and the dealer says, "I'll give you give you a discount on your new car." As an adjective, of relating to the valuation of goods, trade in, trade out. It's not really very helpful. Take it out and trade. That sounds a little better. Let's take a look. Out trade. I'm going to have to look at take it out and trade. This is what's often used in regard to a favor. One party does something requiring time and effort for the other and asked how much it will be. He says, "I'll take it out and trade," or vice versa. This might be closer to what your meaning is. But I don't see anything right away for that term. So I'll have to look that up a little bit more. So if you're trading in, I'm trading out. I guess it makes sense, but I'm not familiar with that term, and I wasn't able to find anything right away. So, yeah, we'll just have to look it up somewhere else. All right. Well, all right. So, and then actually, let me see here. I wanted to review with you real quick from last time. Where is we at? This is not where I want to be. All right, so what we're looking at here is just a moment. There we go. I need this, and I need to look at this class here. Last Monday. There. Proceed. All right. Well, that's not it. That's okay. All right, we can do that again next time. Tomorrow, we'll just review some of the terms that we learned. I was hoping I could upload the chat logs. I do have those. That's fine. It's just not something we can upload that quite so easily from here. Let's just try one more time. So that just opens up another web page, and I would have to share this with you. Let's see, I could do that like this. Just like there we go. Get up there. All right, so we'll do like that, and we'll do this one and share. There we go. Okay, so if we look a little bit closer here, this is just some of the terms that we used last time, and I sent them to you in the email already. I hope you received them. Okay, so here we go. We had these terms. We'll have to go over them more, but we had routine, which we used already. Erroneously. So let's use that in a sentence. The manufacturer erroneously put 2 left gloves in the package. All right, we've already erroneously. So let me put the manufacturer erroneously put 2 left gloves in the package. Okay. Oh. Anyway. All right. That's not working out as well as I'd hoped it would. Let's continue. All right. We did amortization in spades, so we don't need to do that one again, I don't think. Incrementally, right? All right, so amortization is a method in which you incrementally pay for goods or step by step. We increment. We will change to a technology company incrementally. Or we will from a procurement company to, or we will build up a stronger distribution network incrementally. Right? Step 1 or phase 1. All right. Overflow, we did that one. There was work overflow in sales last month, so I had to do double duty. And double duty. So you're a purchasing agent, but you also had to do sales, right? As if you had to do double duty in that sentence, right? It's not your main duty to do sales when there's work overflow. All right. ASAP. I forgot to send you the link in the proper fashion. I didn't forget. I made a mistake when I was sending out the links. So when I found out you were waiting, I got you the correct link ASAP, as soon as possible. Okay. All right. And ETA. Fantastic. Well done, Miss Sung. All right. I must be on my way, though. It is, I think we actually managed to get all your time back, despite the lateness. So, congratulations and thank you for sticking around for so late. And I'll see you tomorrow, okay? All right. Okay. Bye-bye.